It's 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let me tell you, the other room, the puppy factor is off the charts at this point. So, Erin, I'm sorry you have to compete with that today.
Sorry.
But that's,
would you like a puppy? We'll hand you one.
That's the way this is going to go. Erin is here from BalletMet this morning, and we're going to take Columbus through time.
That's right. They're going to show us a sneak peek of some of the costumes they'll have for the great show, The Great Gatsby. Erin Rollins, costume manager here today. What a task you have, not just for the show, but for all the shows, right?
Yes, yes, we do a lot.
And you've got to come up with things that are movable. I mean, people have to be able to breathe and move and do a lot of things in these costumes.
Amazing dancing moves in these.
Yes, they really have to be able to do a lot in them.
So
we're
going back to the 20s in this, right? For Gatsby. So tell us what we're looking at here.
Well, what we're looking at is party dresses from the humongous parties that Gatsby would throw at his mansion every weekend. So we have this whole lineup. We put the entire company out on stage for these party scenes.
Wow.
So we had to come up with over 18 dresses that are each unique for every single woman in the production.
And quick change.
And quick change, and the headpieces and the jewelry and all that fun stuff.
So do you make these from scratch, or are you buying pieces and then adding to them?
For the dresses, we have to make them from scratch, mainly because most things that you could find that are 1920s are going to be so bent out of shape. All that
and
stuff.
Heavy, probably.
Yes. And then we also have to make sure that they're as danceable as possible. So you see this is humongous, which in the 20s wouldn't have been the case, but we're putting full circle skirts on everyone so they have full rotation of movement.
But as you're standing there, it's going to look like any other 20s dress. It's not until they begin to move that they suddenly have all this great maneuverability.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So then we have a couple of ladies here. Let's bring them out and tell us what they're wearing.
Now these are some of our shopper ladies, which are my favorite costumes in this production because they have such great detail on them. They're also movable, so the skirts are really big. The fabric is very flowing, very light, so that it moves with the body really nicely. But I especially love the accessories. We don't normally get to put this many accessories on stage.
They fall off with all that movement.
They do tend to. But the choreographer kept that in mind so that the movement doesn't jeopardize keeping the accessories on.
I wish I was in the 20s, born in the 20s. A lot people might think I was born in the 20s.
Well, you can Charleston, right?
Oh, sure. You got it down. Well, what are the guys going to wear then?
Well, you know, Beau Brummel did us a huge favor when he revolutionized fashion in like 1860 because menswear has changed hardly at all in the past century.
Just like this.
So we were actually able to go out, buy suits, alter them for what we needed, and put them on stage. It was pretty easy.
Now, what alterations do you have to, I mean, the guys have to be able to move as well, and most suits are not going to be that forgiving, so what do you have to do for them?
We use a method that's called gussets, which is basically where you're putting extra fabric inside a joint. So if their arm needs to be able to come up like this, we're putting a piece of fabric right in their underarm, opening up that seam, putting extra fabric there so that when they move, the garment doesn't move with them. They can just get their arm over
Otherwise,
their
you get this.
Exactly.
That's not pretty.
You really missed your calling.
Yeah.
Wow, that was graceful.
So the show is coming up next week.
Next week, we open a week from today, and then we'll be running all the way through Valentine's Day.
Fabulous. At the Capitol Theater.
At the Capitol Theater.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, ladies. Thank you for getting up early. You look lovely. Thank you.
It all looks wonderful. If you want to know more about The Great Gatsby and BalletMet's performance, just go to gooddaycolumbus.com, click on news links at the bottom of the page. All the information is right there. Coming up next, Gutter Ball.
It is, because Dana's in the works. No, actually, he's
actually pretty good
bowler. This morning, he's with some of our friends, familiar friends. Stick around, you'll see who that is. That's next.